eyes so bright and innocent are beyond imagination. Looking at his blue eyes, it seemed like Zizella Pearl, a prisoner in the Auschwitz camp. He said that he had rarely seen such an eye-catching beauty of the female doctor. Irma Griez, the beautiful Nazi camp guard, however innocent her eyes were, was accused of unspeakable torture on countless Jewish prisoners. Irma was convicted as a war criminal after World War II. He was convicted of torturing and murdering prisoners at Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen or Camp Belsen. He was hanged by the British government at the age of 22 in that case. In the 20th century, Irma was the youngest criminal to be hanged under British law. In the 1940s, he was in charge of the guard at Ravensbrück and Auschwitz-Birkenau camps. In addition, served as a warden at the Bergen-Belsen camp. Prisoners in Nazi camps alleged that Irma raped several female prisoners. Along with that, inhuman cruelty was practiced. He was also accused of killing prisoners. Auschwitz inmates reported that Irma whipped Jewish women until they bled to death. When Jewish prisoners died, their skins were used to make shades for lamps. Zizella shuddered to think that the innocent-eyed beauty could do such a brutal act. Zeisel mentions Irma while describing the captivity. He wrote, "Never seen so beautiful as Irma. Every fold of her body was perfect. Clear faces like fairies. There is so much innocence in the two blue eyes that is unimaginable." Irma Griez was the most cruel and unimaginable pervert I have ever seen. Irma's full name was Irma Griez. He was born on 7th October, 1923 in a small village called Recken in the northern part of Germany. Irma's parents, dairy workers Berta and Alfred Griez, lived in the Mecklenburg area, about 81 kilometers from Berlin. Their third child was Irma. According to the documents of the Belsen case, Irma was a victim of torture by her classmates since childhood. While testifying in that case, her sister Helen said that Irma did not protest even though she was frightened by her classmates in elementary school. Rather, he used to run away from school and come home. Helen also claimed that bullying by her classmates was one of the reasons behind her dropping out of school at the age of 15. Before leaving school, teenage Irma faced more mishaps. Berta was having a good time with her husband with 3 daughters and 2 sons. However, in 1936, the incident happened. Irma's mother committed suicide after learning of Alfred's extramarital affair with the daughter of a local bar owner. Irma was only 13 at that time. A couple of years after her mother's death, Irma worked for a company for 6 months. From there he worked in a shop and later in a hospital run by paramilitary forces in Nazi Germany. He worked in that hospital for a couple of years. As a child, like many teenagers, Irma was a fan of Nazi dictator Alfred Hitler. Like the 2 sisters, she also wanted to join the League of German Girls, a youth organization of the Nazi Party. But it did not happen in the eyes of the father. Before her 17th birthday, however, Irma made a big decision. Hitler's paramilitary force joined the training of female personnel of the Schutzstaffe. The organization's training took place near the concentration camp of Ravensbrück. After training, at the age of 19, Irma was employed as a guard at the camp in Ravensbrück. He was responsible for keeping an eye on the prisoners in that camp. However, Alfred was not satisfied with his daughter's decision to join this work. He was expelled from the house that year. The following year in 1943, Irma was transferred to Auschwitz. He also got a job as a guard in the most notorious camp of the Nazi era. A believer in Hitler's ideology, Irma was soon promoted. Irma was appointed as a senior supervisor at the Schutzstaffe. At that time it was the second highest position for women in that organization. In 1945, he got the responsibility of warden of Belsen camp from Auschwitz. Irma took many prisoners from Auschwitz to the new camp. On 17 April 1945, 45 members of the Schutzstaffe, including Irma, were arrested by the British Army. After that, a case was started against them in Lüneburg, Germany. The first phase of the case, known as the Belsen case, was heard from 17 September to November. Major L. Canfield pleaded on behalf of Irma at the hearing of that episode under British martial law. Many Jews in the Nazi concentration camps described Irma's atrocities during court testimony. The story of his torture came out in the autobiography, Five Chimneys by former Auschwitz prisoner Olga Lingile. Olga claimed that Irma was in love with several Nazis. He also had a relationship with Dr. Joseph Mengele, known as the Angel of Death, for sending prisoners to the gas chambers at Auschwitz or performing cruel experiments on them. According to Olga, Irma selectively tortured beautiful prisoners out of jealousy. Professor Wendy Adelmarie Sarti, who studies the Nazi period, claims that Irma had a perverted attraction to women's breasts. He raped many Jewish prisoners. He used to release his dog on the prisoners. It was also his daily hobby to constantly whip or kick the prisoners with his boots. According to a website called Jewish Virtual Library, he used to skin prisoners when they died after torture. After that, he used to install them in several lamps of his house. During the Belsen case, several names were associated with Irma's name. According to some, he was the Hyena of Auschwitz. Someone called him a beautiful animal. She also earned the title of the most notorious female war criminal of the Nazi era. Irma repeatedly pleaded not guilty during the 9-week trial. However, the court found 8 male workers at Auschwitz and Belsen guilty, including Irma and her 2 colleagues, Joanna Baumann, Elisabeth Fockenrath. According to Wendy, Irma sang Nazi songs with Joanna from the night before she was hanged on 13 December 1945 until dawn. If you like this information, please do like and subscribe this channel. Thank you.